Ooh, looky. Stuff came in a box. God knows y'all like seeing stuff come out of a box. We have the LiFePO4 battery, 150 watt, 160 watt. Who cares? We'll figure it out. Let's test a new battery. Morning, weirdos. I am back from Washington, D.C. My skin has survived the last derma rolling. Looking fresh for fall. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna get lines on my forehead. Alright, so when I did the Jackery battery review, like everyone and their mother who is selling a battery right now was all up in my inbox wanting a review for their battery. And I was like, really? Did y'all not watch that one? It just surprises me because I warn all these companies. I'm like, look, if I don't like it, I'm going to say I don't like it. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay. The Jackery is headed to its new mom. In a couple weeks, I think she's coming down to get it. I really like it. It's great. But it just doesn't fit my needs here. So I don't need it. So it's going to someone who does need it. And then, as you can see, I'm like moved out of the babe bus. And the rest of it is a total construction zone because I'm like painting and getting it all perfect because barring any natural disasters or chaos, the babe bus's new mom is coming on Friday to Wilmington to pick her up and bring her to her new home. And I will introduce her, if she's game, and tell you about what she's going to do with babe bus, and then kind of the thing that I'm thinking for mine, that I was hoping to do for the next anniversary, which was like 2 days ago. So we're going to be like all over the place for a little bit. But it's a transition period. We'll figure it out. Okay, before I start testing this next battery, while my brain is like still functioning today, before gym time, when I want the van to be perfect when she gets it. Perfect. I put so much into it. Like, I want it to be flawless. So one of the things that I was concerned about was that because of the slant of the ProMaster up at the front, as you're going down the highway at like 75 miles per hour, okay, 80, you were just killing entire species of bugs off the planet. And they were like ingrained onto the front of the van. And I was worried about that because I was like, oh my God, am I going to be able to get these things off? And like big bugs. Like, you know when you hit them and like they explode yellow or green? Like those. So I could not get them off. I did find something that made the babe bus sparkle on the outside like she is brand new. Stand by. Now this stuff was not cheap. It is purple though, and I like the color. Mean green. I think it was like $8 for this. But you like spray it on or rub it on and let it sit. Everything came right off. It was amazing. I cleaned the wheels with this. So if you've got like crud on the outside of the van, like, I'm not kidding. This stuff is phenomenal. Okay, so let's talk about another unboxing event. When I did the Jackery video, the number one feedback I got was, it's too expensive. Yeah, it is expensive. This is like a $500 battery. Add in the, $350 solar panel that goes with it. But, honey, let me tell you something. You need to pull up your big girl bra and buckle up. Because if you're going to balk at a $500 battery, let me tell you something. You are going to be shocked to see what everything else costs. And then what travel costs. And I know I've said this before, but I get an awful lot of emails from people who say they're on a fixed income or they're having financial troubles and they want to move into a van and hit the road because they think it's going to be way cheaper than their apartment. I'm like, you know, I have financial problems and travel do not go together. Travel's a luxury good. I know that these hipsters and millennials are selling you this dream that they're living for no dollars a month out in their van with shelter dog. But if they're under 26, chances are they're on their parents' insurance, so that's an automatic $500 savings. And some of them are trust fund babies, and then we just don't know anything about their financial situation. But if you know about your financial situation that it's not good, like, this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Everything's expensive when you travel in a van. Okay. That said, when I was getting all these emails of like all these different battery companies like, we want you to test our battery, I thought, all right, I'll go to the opposite end of the spectrum. I'll try to find one that is not $500 and has some decent reviews on Amazon, and we'll look at that one. But, however, when it comes to electric, when it comes to power, what you pay and what you get, do you want me to put this down? Do you find this intimidating? This is how I negotiated all my contracts in TV. I would sit there and try to make a point like this. Can you believe that career didn't work out? There's a relationship between how much you're paying and what you're getting. And anything that is like portable and specialized like this ain't gonna be cheap. Okay? Okay. That said, this one, from what I remember, is under $200. I said from what I remember because when you test products, when you review stuff, companies send you like all this marketing stuff about how great their product is and like all the things they want you to say. I don't read that. I don't read that until after I'm done using it, because I think we should be forming our own opinions on what comes out of the box before we read what they're hoping that you say. Because remember, if I don't like it, I'm going to say that. Alright, so here's our new baby. Now, pay attention to this seam right here, because, oh wait, no, not this one. Stand by. It's early. It's like 10. I'm not a paper boy. Alright, I'm gonna try to cover up the address here. Alright, see that? See how it's all busted right there? Now that I moved out of the van, I am living with Allison. You remember Allison. You remember Dewey. I told her that I was having some stuff shipped to her apartment for work and that I needed to do an unboxing event because I know y'all on YouTube love seeing shit come out of a box. And she took it upon herself to just open this up on her own and take it out. Like, nothing is safe with her. Nothing. Nothing. So the second she realized what she did, she, like a third grader in arts and crafts, just, you know, plugged it back up with some packing tape like it never happened. And I'm like, bitch, it happened. So we'll forgive her for that. So I haven't seen what's in it, but let's just do the damn thing as though it's the first time. Alright, first impression, it's tiny, it's mini, and it does not weigh a lot. Jackery also does not weigh a lot, but it weighs definitely more. However, this provides more power. What you pay, what you get, how heavy, how big, how much power you get, like there's definitely relationships there. So this is more of like a two-hand thing, and this is nothing. Nothing. Alright, so let's open this baby up. I know that they are offering this on Amazon, and they did give a discount code for anyone who's buying off of this channel, and I will plug all that in to the bottom. I know sometimes y'all have trouble finding like the notes section. There's like one of those little fold down buttons, and if you click on that, you'll see like links to usually anything I'm talking about in my video. Okay. Oh look, it's like one of those things where you just keep opening up boxes until you finally find it. But look how small it is. Dee-dee-dee-doo baby. Alright, portable power generator model B-1502 generator by Bodens. B-E-A-U-D-E-N-S. You figure it out. Make your ideas possible. Make your ideas possible. What do we got going on? Jesus Christ, the amount of packaging. Oh, they put a little thank you card right in the front. That's sweet. Blah, 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 blah. We'll deal with this later. More packaging. God knows it's safe. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. That's what she said. Okay. Itty bitty battery. Look at the size difference. Look at that. Baby. That is hilarious. Super small battery. Okay? Put this bitch in your purse. Okay. So, now that we have gone overboard in talking about how small it is, clearly a lithium-ion battery, there's no way that something is this light if it is a lead-acid battery and has all that water in it. So, let's see. On the front, we've got some USB ports and 12-volt ports and a charging input and a standard plug. And then this looks like they've also added the flashlight that I can't figure out why anyone would use it, but it's there. So, by comparison, the Jackery has 3 USB ports, a standard plug, a flashlight that probably no one will use, a 12-volt plug. And then I'm really not sure what these are. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I've never used them. Okay? So, I'm gonna guess that the first thing we have to do is charge this bitch up. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go to the gym. It is about 10:30 in the morning right now, and so we will see how long it takes to get to full charge. If you remember with the Jackery, it was about 5 hours plugged into household power. It was 16 hours with a solar panel. No solar panel came with this. However, according to me, you're not missing out if you don't have a solar panel. And then the car charger, that took forever with the Jackery. I was not in love with that. But let's see what kind of plugs we got. I'll read this later. And then I'm assuming these are our... I have to say, they did a good job. Like, it's not overkill with the packaging. It's a nice presentation, I'll give them that. And I don't know what that does. Alright, so we got our charging. Yep. Charge it up into house. I will use Allison's power. It's the least she can do after screwing me over by unboxing before I unboxed. We got, I don't know what these do. Car charger. Okay, so essentially, we're looking at very similar offers, but I'm going to guess that this is a whole lot less power. However, if you are a weekend warrior and you are just trying to charge up cell phones, electronics, whatever, and you don't want to spend a lot of money and you just need a little power, this is probably your thing. If you are like doing a couple weeks, probably this thing, and if you are like me and you're crazy and you live in a car, then you are going to need a whole lot more. But so far, I think I'm amazed that they got all those plug options in something this tiny. I'm telling you, small, compact little things will surprise you. Alright, let's charge this baby up, see how long it takes. I'm going to go to the gym, and we will get the rest of this video done, and then we got to get going for Friday. I can't believe the babe bus is like going to her new mom, and I'm going to be homeless again in a couple days. Yay! It's like 3 hours later. I didn't spend 3 hours in the gym. No, I spent a little bit of the time in the gym and the rest of the time being totally pissed off because I have had the van, you know, for like a couple days, or like 2 days, 1 day since I got back from DC, parked at Allison's apartment where I unloaded all my shit to move out of the van, and some asshole complained that the van is oversized and not appropriate to be in an apartment complex. So they told me I gotta get the van out. Like, apartment dwellers are a certain kind of turd because they know they don't own the property and they pay too much for rent, so they try to act like they own the property and they all tattletale on one another because, like, they can hear people walk and they don't like the dog and they don't want the van and, like, ugh. Wait till you turds qualify for a mortgage and you just have to deal with other people. Anyway, that has nothing to do with this battery. But 3 hours later, the van, I can't see. This is what happens when I get overheated. Redheads and anger, not good combo. Okay, so 3 hours later, this is fully charged. That does not mean that it took 3 hours to charge. It just means that that's how long I was gone. All right, charged a lot quicker than the Jackery, but again, the Jackery it offers more power. And I'm gonna get into all the specs of this battery when I get back and actually test it. But what I have to do now is I have to drive the van to my old neighborhood and then walk back, which is like an hour-and-a-half walk. And so what I'll do is I'll attach this battery to the most sacred thing that I own in the van, which is my fan. And I'm going to see how fast I can drain it down and then charge it back up, kind of like what I did for the Jackery. And then we'll go through all the specs and whether or not this is something you want to buy. And by the time I get back, I should be category 5 Ninja Jinja, and it should be a good time for everybody. So let's plug this thing in and see, well, let's see if it'll even run it. Like, that's a good test. Because remember, this is the fan that killed my inverter. All right, so let's see, chair. Plug this baby in. Yeah. And then power. Oh. All right. I gotta unplug from the wall. And let's see, boys and girls. No? Yes? Turn on. What's going on here? Huh? Why won't it work? Shit. Here's what I screw up. You like have to hold this down for more than a second to get it to work. I'm new. Alright, so now let's unplug it. The USB side is lit up and so is the 12 volt side, and so now let's try the fan. It's still not working. Why not? Let's try to plug in my cell phone instead. Maybe it's too many watts. I don't know. Oh God. All right. Okay, so this is not going great. Oh, okay. All right, so kind of similar to the Jackery is you have to sort of, I'll turn this off. Oh God, someone will make some shitty comment about that. They're not big, so if they show up at all, it's like kind of an achievement. With these batteries, you have to like tell it which side and which plug you want to work. Like they don't all just come on automatically. So what I was doing wrong was I had to tell it kind of a couple times that I wanted the AC power, and like you just hit it a few times and now it is working. Model hair. All right, so we know that it will run the fan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this fan on. I'm gonna get a snack so I can go cross the Oregon Trail to move the van because of these assholes in this building. And then we will do the damn thing on all the specs and whatnot. Cool, cool, okay, see you later. The van is now parked at an undisclosed location in my own neighborhood. These stupid hipsters in apartments. It's oversized. Oh, apartments are so not my speed. So not my speed. They're all out there like these skinny girls with like their clavicles showing, walking their little sweater dogs on designer leashes. Vaping. Anyway, now I get to walk home before we can go test this battery some more, but I want to show you this. See this house? That beautiful thing right there, it's huge. It goes all the way back. It's been abandoned for like ever. The woman who owns it grew up here and she like never comes back. I want to show you the door. Sorry for all the wind. Can't really help nature. Where is it? Oh, it's an arched door. Oh. Anyway, when I sold my house, I tried to buy this. I was like, you don't ever come here. You're just letting it rot into the ground. And it has structural issues. Where is it? Like this is caving in. I said, how much you want for this thing? I'll pay, you know, well, I wasn't gonna be able to pay cash for it, but I'm like, I'll give you a good offer for it. She goes, I want $5 million for it. I said, holy shit, does it have oil under it? All right, back from my voyage across America in Allison's apartment. Hi, Thundercat. This is who we're gonna shoot the rest of the video with. This majestic grumpy, mean-ass cat. This cat is smarter than Dewey, her stupid dog, who she gave to somebody else this week while she's gone. Don't bite. Do you want the love? He likes to vomit on the floor outside my bedroom door so that I step in it when I wake up in the morning, and then he stands outside my door and he's an asshole. Okay, so it's 2 hours later. Let's see what we got going on here. Fan's still going? Fan's still going? How much battery? I will be damned. Oh, that feels so good after that walk. Hold on. It is still, can you see this? It's still fully charged. Now, the Jackery, when I ran the fan overnight, like all night long, let's get some more fan in here. More fan, oh yeah. The Jackery, when I ran this fan all night long, it was down pretty low when I woke up in the morning. So we've only been testing it for 2 hours, so let's just let this thing run its course. I honestly though, given like how small that is, I thought that it would be down a couple bars. Not to say that a fan uses a lot of electricity, but that was just my assumption. Okay, let's go harass Thundercat a little bit, and I gotta get in the shower and edit a video, and we'll just pick this thing up where we left off. Come here, give me some affection, you little bastard. Come here, just oh, just stop looking at me so mean. Oh, Thundercat. He loves it. It is now 8 hours. These people leaving their trash cans outside. These apartment people. It's been about 8 hours, and let's go see how the battery's doing. I have been editing my tail off to make some money, honey, so I can afford the next babe bus. Let's get some light up in this. Hey, Thundercat! You're looking mighty mean. All right, let's see what we got. What do we got? Okay, I don't hear a fan, so I think she did. And she's dead. All right, where? No mas. No mas. So we did not get 8 hours of battery life to run the fan, but I still think it did pretty good. However, that would not fit my needs because I definitely needed the fan to run all night long because it was hot as all get up in that van. So I'm gonna go to bed. I'm so tired from just this shit show of a day. I'm gonna snuggle Thundercat until he learns to love me on the couch, and then tomorrow let's go through all the specs, everything else, see if I did anything wrong, see what else this little battery can do. The little battery that could, and I'm going to bed. Night. Hello and welcome to Allison's overpriced apartment. She's gone the whole week, so I've got this thing to myself. And it's freezing in here because people who live in apartments who don't pay the service fees keep their apartments like as cold as a meat locker. So she's got it down to like 66 degrees in here. So the second I'm done shooting this, the Tinkerbell bathrobe is coming back on. Actually, that's not true. The second I'm done shooting this, I have to go back to the other side of town because these stupid apartment snitches tattletaled on me yesterday. I have to go find the van and scrape the bugs off of the AC unit because we are just days away from the babe bus going to her new mom, who I talked to last night. There's a lot going on, a lot going on. You see how much I dressed up for this video? Like an adult? Look how tight these sleeves are getting. Okay, side story. I will talk about this battery, all right? I'm sure the company who sent me this is like thrilled to death. So when I was up in DC trying to make some money to afford this next van or RV or whatever, remember when I was on that bender where I was gonna go work for the FBI, and then like we all saw what happened when I tried to go work for the FBI, whatever. I also applied to the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration, because I've worked so much with our drug agents, and I'm like, yeah, I could do that. So I got, again, pretty far, and they invited me up to Washington, D.C. to take the test, and I was like, sweet. But I've kind of like moved on from that idea. Like it was a phase. It was just a phase. I really just wanted the hat. I wanted the FBI jacket and the DEA hat. Like, I really just wanted the gift shop. But I took the test, and one of the things that they told you that you would have to do when you were up there is the physical fitness exam, which I was like, oh, that'll be fine. I'll pass that. Well, part of that was you had to do 14 or 15 chest to ground push-ups, no rest. And I was like, what woman does that for, like, no one? I can't do that. Full 1 second heaven. See, I can't do all the way down. So I've been like, but I didn't want to fail. So like, I've been working on it, and now I've got like, they're like all beefy. I look like a highway patrolman, like, you know how they're all beefy? Yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter. I was so frustrated at how they were running that whole thing that I ended up walking out halfway through. Walk right out of the DEA, like, this is not okay with me. 3 snaps. But good luck to everyone else in there. I can't tell you anything else about it because they make you sign like all this paperwork that you'll never talk about what goes on in there. Whatever. It was a phase. And now we're moving on. Back to van life. Okay, and I was hoping we could shoot this with the majestic Thundercat, but he's mad at me today. Let's see if we can lure him in. Thunder! Kitty, kitty, kitty! Psst, psst, psst. He's totally pissed off because his mom isn't here all week. He's got to deal with me, and I won't let him sleep in my bed because if I let him sleep in my bed, one of 2 things is going to happen. Number 1, I will wake up and my foot will land in a pile of cat vomit. Or 2, I will wake up and his butthole will be this close to my face. I don't know why cats do that. Allison said that it's like a sign of trust, like they're showing you that they're comfortable and like they trust you and love you. And I told her if it happens again, when she wakes up, she's gonna see how much I trust and love her. Like, I'll get her back. And that's how that conversation ended. Anyway, we'll see if we can lure him out, but he's pretty PO'd. He's probably like under a couch somewhere. Anyway, let's talk about batteries. Okay. Now, I have not told you any of the things the company wants me to say yet because, like I said, we form our own opinions on this channel. I have to say, I thought this was not going to be worth a damn. I agreed to test it because it is only $166, which is a whole lot less than the Jackery, which was $500. I still think this is a great battery. It's 500 watts. You're going to be able to do a lot with that. Not everything, but a lot more. But I thought this is, hold on, stand by. I took some notes. I took some notes on a check that I got. It wasn't for a lot of money. Okay, max 150 watts. That's like nothing. It is fine for electronics. It is. We saw it ran the fan, but like you are not running heavy duty anything on that. See, I tried to flex there. Y'all looked. All right. But at 150 watts, I was like, this is not going to be worth anyone's time. But it is a powerful little thing. I think what I noticed the most is that how long it holds its charge. I could not believe that it ran the fan as long as it did. I mean, it did not go the full 8 hours, but it still did really well. It was still holding that charge. I charged my cell phone up a bunch of times on it. And so for as small as it is and as cheap as it is, like it's the little battery that could. I'm pretty impressed. Would I recommend this for full-timers? Absolutely not. Full-timers, if this is your first time going out and you're going to spend months on the road, like you need a full-blown wiring system. Do not try to bullshit it because you will be frustrated beyond belief when you're out there and you're running out of power and you got to like find places to hook up or break the generator out. Like you need the equivalent of like a household system. Fuse box, the whole thing. I know it's super expensive, but this vehicle, this idea is carrying you and your dream, and like you have to power that adequately. You're maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month out on the road, like something like this, fine. My weekend warriors. For if you're just powering up cell phones, cameras, laptop, this will be absolutely fine for you. I originally said that this would be great for hunters. And I think this will be better. Look how small it is. Like, this is nothing. Like, even I, with these teeny tiny gym teacher arms, I have that birth control where they stick a tracker in your arm, and when I flex, you can see it pop out. Is that too much information for you? I don't care. They think it's really funny. I call it my tracking device. But this is absolutely nothing. This weighs nothing. Camping, hiking, that light they have, I learned this morning, is actually like an SOS light. See, now I'm not going to be able to turn it on again. There we go. Yep. Okay, when you hit it twice, it does an SOS thing. I prefer to just scream bloody murder when I'm in trouble, but if you don't feel comfortable with that, if you haven't watched the Blair Witch Project enough, like, that will do you just fine. If I saw that in the woods, I don't know that I would run to help anybody. Okay. So also, I think this would be great for people who are living in cars. I'm amazed at the number of people who send me messages on my YouTube channel who are living in a consumer vehicle. God love you. You are braver than I. That cannot be comfortable. But there are a lot of people doing that. Either that's just what they choose to do, that's what they can afford, or because they're like legitimately in poverty. And that's where they are financially, and they are trying to make it work. And I'll tell you what, if you know that your financial situation is shit, and you're doing everything you can to get yourself back up on your feet, and you are willing to go through the struggle of not having comfort to get back to where you need to be, high five. Like, been there, I know where you are, you will get through it. I know it's not comfortable now, but like, I know your world, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But something like this is not gonna take up a lot of space in your car. You will be able to charge your cell phone, keep the car off. Like, for those people, I'm excited about this for you, all right? And it's only 166 bucks. So let's talk about all the things they really want me to say about this battery, now that we have formed our own opinions, yeah? All right, so the battery, I have no idea how to say Bodens, Budens, Dins, but it is the LiFePO4. LiFePO4, that is this battery, lithium battery. And then some of the like specs that they send you, the battery's life up to 10 years. This was interesting. They said no battery charging memory effect. So when you get a battery, you're supposed to like burn the battery in and you like charge it as much as it possibly can the first time you get it. And then in some cases, every time you recharge it thereafter, it's only really hitting like 90, 95, 85%. And they're claiming that with their model, it goes full capacity every single time. I have no way of testing whether that's true or not. If it is true, that is a really nice effect. It's a aluminum alloy shell. It is sturdy as all get up for as light as it is. I mean, I'm not gonna throw this against a wall because Allison, I don't think, has renter's insurance, but this thing is built Ford tough. And so is this, but you know, sometimes when things get teeny tiny and small like this, they get like kind of flimsy, and not with this baby. Leather handle, I'm gonna leave this on because while I do think it's a great little device, especially like here at the beach, because you know, you go out to the beach all day, your cell phone drains, and then you can't take that really predictable photo of your legs spread out on the sand with like the water in the background. Yeah, that photo. You could charge up your stuff all day long at the beach. This is actually a great beach thing. They claim that it gets 2,000 charge and discharge cycles. I have no idea how to test that either, but if you are looking to compare with other batteries, that's what they got going on. Pure sign or modified sign? Gosh, do people get their thong in a knot over this? I need a pure sign. I need a pure sign. So when my inverter blew and I had that shit show of like having to hardwire my own electric in, where was I? Massachusetts? Who cares? It doesn't matter. And I said, oh no, I have to have a pure sign because everybody on the internet says you have to have a pure sign. It's gonna fry your electronics if you don't. The guys at the boat store, Michael, who did my electric, and plenty of other references that I checked online, so that unless you are dealing with highly, highly, highly sensitive electronics, like I'm talking about medical software, medical devices, that the difference between pure sine and modified sine is not going to be a huge deal for you. You know how you have a laptop and it has that big clunky thing and then like the cords on both sides? Okay, that is going, that thing right there that I don't know the name of, that is going to prevent your laptop from getting fried by a surge of energy. Now, that's not to say that it's bad getting a pure sine, but unless you are if you are doing surgery in your van and you have very sensitive medical equipment that you are using to take apart bodies or whatever you're doing, then I would not freak out that you don't have a pure sine. I think you'd be fine with a modified sine. Maybe don't like turn on the microwave and plug in all your electronics and then like run your electric toothbrush all at the same time. But I think maybe it's a little bit too much hype on the pure sine. This is a modified sine. I would not be worried about that. I would plug my brand new equipment into this and not be stressed at all. Okay? You've got a 110 AC that will put out a maximum of 150 watts. You put any more in there, it will shut down automatically. We have 2 DCs with a maximum of 100 watts. Anything more than that? No, you're not having it. It says there's 1 quick USB. I don't know what that means, but that's there, and 2 regular USBs. You can charge it with a solar panel, which I'm guessing is whatever this is. We all know how I feel about solar, so perhaps that's why I didn't recognize it at first. Go ahead, go buy your solar panels. You know what, go get 8 of them and charge up maybe nothing on a week where we have no sun. But anyway, moving on. Your car charger, this they said will take about 4 to 5 hours to charge this up. And then I had less than 2 hours on the wall power. Frankly, if I owned this and this was my situation, I would take this into the gym, because I'm usually in the gym for like an hour to an hour and a half, maybe more if I take a shower there, which I did all the time on the road. I would plug this in at the gym and then unplug it when I was done and take it back and let them pay for the power. If you want to get a solar panel and all that business and blah, 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 that's up to you. But you have the same charging options that you did on the Jackery. It comes with a 24-month warranty, again, $159.99 on Prime. The first woman at the company that sells this told me that they were going to do a promo code for our people, and I'm double checking that right now. If I can get one and I can get y'all another discount above this price, it will be in the notes underneath this video. Let's try Thunder one more time. Thundercat! I hope he's alive. Anyway, so you've got so many options with getting power and batteries in your van, and I think that's probably what most people struggle with, is that, you know, there's just a lot of models, there's a lot to choose from. How much do you need? I've said this before, make a list of everything that you intend to charge or use and how many watts and how many amps it is. Add that up and build your system to accommodate that. That's what I did. I never ran out of power. Not once. All right, and the great news for people, if you can't do van life or RV life or whatever kind of life, car life you want to do, is that we're seeing so many types of these batteries enter the market right now because there's such a demand for it, that I think in the next couple years we're going to see some really cool stuff with hopefully some very high wattage outputs available. And I'm guessing they're going to get smaller and lighter. And like anything else, this is where competition drives better technology. So right now, I've given you 2 different options, 500 watt, a 150, 160 watt, and it totally depends on what you need and your budget. I have not seen a battery that offers like an amazing amount of wattage for a very little price. With some products, what you pay for is what you get, and that's kind of like where we are with this. If you want a lot of watts, if you want a lot of power, you're gonna pay a whole lot more. Not all products are like that. God knows, I remember when Roomba came out, that stupid robot vacuum cleaner, because Americans will let a robot do something half-assed for 30 minutes that they could do in 5 minutes with a broom. People were spending all that money just to get a Roomba, and I found the exact same thing online for 150 bucks. I called her the floor whore. She was a waste of time, a waste of space. She was just as ineffective as a Roomba. But sometimes you can find, like, you know, knockoffs and versions of things and save a lot of money. Honestly, with this sort of thing, with batteries and power in a van or RV, you're gonna have to spend more to get more. That's just what I've observed. So, I hope we've all learned something. The Mighty Mini, it's cool. I gotta say, I didn't think it'd be worth a shit, and it's cool. I dig it. I dig them both. But I think we're gonna not test out batteries for a little bit, because I have got to go sell this van. I gotta find this cat, and hopefully it's still in this apartment, but if it got loose, there's plenty of them at the shelter that I can talk her into adopting. It's fine, we'll get a replacement. I'll just get one that kind of looks like him. Anyway, all right, off to clean the van. The next time I talk to you, it will be when the van is going across the bridge and I'm not in it. And then we gotta buy a new thing, which hasn't happened yet. So if you have any suggestions or other products that you think would be valuable to people who are in this buying phase now that I'm not aware of or that have worked for you, please put them in the comment section. The more we share about this information, the better all of our vans and all of our travels will be, and that will make for a better travel van community. Okay, I'll see y'all later.